Turn the camera a little bit closer. It's all black. Yeah, you can plug. You can take my plug out. All I need is that one white plug in, and I'm good. Really like to cut off a little bit. Alright, you can think up. You can take the light out. You can take the light and put it. No, take the light out and put it in there. See that right there? It's connected right there. It's under the table. Put you on the air. See how late it is? I almost put you in the air. No, I was getting ready to this one. It must be on like a 2-minute delay. Taking pictures of yourself. You want to hit live so bad. Look at your mom and her butt.
He sent me a request, but I'm not seeing his request pop up. Stop it. What's going on up under here now, Harlow?
Yeah, I got the air conditioner on myself. Let me. Yes, please. They're right in the middle where you are.
You want it to go around anything?
No, right there. If y'all don't need that mouse, you can move the mouse if y'all don't need it.
Oh, yeah, I'll move it.
Or get a bigger table. Right. It's a lot. Everybody helps. It's a lot to this. I wish you could help me though, but ain't nothing you can do.
You didn't share yet. Oh, you mean the friendship thing?
I'm here if you need anything. I'm here, girl.
Is it?
USB mic.
We're ready. Or well, are we ready?
I didn't even do my quote. Did you do a quote?
Let me see. Let me think about what we're doing. Okay. I didn't even think about a quote today.
Little Trina's kind of threw me off and stuff, so that's why
I was really into this topic today, though. I know that.
I just want us to make sure that we
I could look for a quote too, though.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we confirm that we say stuff that we
yeah, we could do a Jerry Springer, but
make sure that we say positive, try to make it to where some of these things can be worked out. We understand,
and that's what I said in a lot of minds too, about how you can just have a quick conversation about it.
Say something in the mic.
Something in the mic.
Alright, now I can't cut this in for nobody.
So next week you want me to try Suge? You want to feature Suge?
Who should?
That used to work at the bar.
Hell yeah, I love her. The one who used to make the food, the shrimp and stuff like that.
Not that bar.
Which one?
At the bar that I worked at.
The fish that Juju like, I like it.
Like
you know, I like it redder though.
I don't want it redder. I'm doing lighter for the summer.
Okay. The one who made that shrimp that Juju like.
The fish.
I mean the fish, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You didn't even know it was
the bar I
fish.
worked at.
You was eating it up. Talking about some this is chicken, and I had to tell you no it wasn't.
That's a lie.
No, it wasn't.
You wasn't drunk.
Yeah, I'm drunk.
You don't drink, but you may have had a little smoking, and you ate up that fish.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
You tag us yet?
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna see it till like live.
Okay.
Oh, we're waiting on you. We've been waiting on you. We love you to death. You know that, right? Because I gotta see
Y'all going live on Facebook and y'all are live on the air right now.
Okay. Good evening, and good evening. How are y'all doing out there?
How it's what, Friday Eve?
Yes, Friday Eve.
Thursday is now the Friday Eve. It's a hubba. We are in like a good mood right now because we decided that hold on.
I got it.
We decided that we would like to start featuring different restaurants, catering companies that we may know of, even if we don't know. If you want to have us feature your restaurant on
I'm
the
gonna get you, Mr. Producer. Why am I on here eating the shrimp?
That's what you was doing.
I wasn't supposed to be live yet.
She wasn't supposed to be live yet eating. But anyway, so we are going to start doing this every week. We're going to do a different restaurant. We're going to also start posting about businesses that we might know of and give information out there if you might be hiring, if you have some certain wares that we can share and show. We want to start doing that as well because we want to start supporting people in this time. We know that, you know, people could be possibly suffering and they need support.
Well, let's start tasting now since
so let me say what we're tasting. This is what we're tasting. Okay, so this food is by Pie Guy Catering. Pie Guy Catering, and we are having shrimp and grits in a homemade, and actually everything has the homemade garlic butter made with white wine sauce. So we're having that, and so we got the crab, we got fried crab cakes, broiled crab cakes, and we have shrimp and grits, and then we got a bonus. We got a sweet potato pie. Hi, Guy Catering. All right, so we're gonna taste them all real quick. So don't be jealous, okay?
And I'm sorry that y'all saw me eating a little bit of that shrimp earlier.
She wasn't supposed to do that though.
I had to reach out and touch it. I had to holler at it.
All right, so
Who'd you eat first?
the shrimp and grit.
Me too.
That's really good.
That was.
I recommend it.
Hold on, I gotta get another spoonful.
Pie Guy, high five.
And what's your name again? Pie Guy?
Pie Guy. Pie Guy Catering. Well, this is the shrimp and grits. Now I'm about to tell you this is the fried crab cake.
That's a lot of crab in that crab cake.
A lot of jumbo lump. Child.
That's delicious.
I want to just slap you right down. Also, we're doing something a little different this week too. COCO has made our drinks today.
I did.
What are we drinking?
We are drinking some pomegranate lemonade.
Pomegranate lemonade? Okay.
I have.
And while you're about to pour it, I'm going to taste the broiled crab cake.
Half a cup of, more like a whole cup and a half of,
You ain't got to give up your recipe.
Okay.
It's
good.
The broiled crab cake is awesome too. I'm glad I tried both.
I think I had that one first.
Okay. So we're doing a refreshing drink because it is summertime. You see we got on our sundresses. We are happy. Look, it's hot out. We feel good. Like, you ain't trying to get me drunk.
No, it's refreshing, remember?
Okay. Delicious. Go, girl.
It's pink.
Thank you.
A nice color.
It is pink. It's pretty, right? That she takes in the crab cake, and then we're going to taste one bite of the sweet potato pie. And I need to make sure that I'm sharing all this information on.
Now let me ask you this about his place. Could you just place an order if you wanted a meal on a Friday night?
I'm sure that he will take orders.
Okay.
Because he was kind enough to let me, place an order for what we wanted today. This is somebody that I went to school with. I'm not going to say his real name unless he, I know he don't mind. His name is Charles Miller. He is the owner. Him and his wife. His wife was on our show last week and, gave comments and everything. So I wanted to just give them a quick shout out. They were the first. No, Chester, man. All right. Get your full of sweet potato pie. And we're going to taste this. And of course, I got the big old bite.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. That's really good too. And his sweet potato pie, he used his grandmother's recipe, so you know.
I was about to say this tastes like something my grandmother made. Okay.
Alright, so that was delicious.
It was.
And we got some haters out there because cashew butter going to message me and talking about you greedy. I ain't greedy.
What I'm telling you, cashew butter, is that this brother put his foot up in here.
Yes, he did.
So this is delicious.
Very good. Very, very good. So we're going to continue to do this all month at least.
Okay.
We may decide to move it on again and do it, all through the summer.
No, I love the tastings. Let's do it. Let's do it. Give shout out to businesses.
Okay, I'm with it. All right, so today we're going to talk about relationship issues. So the first, because once you get into the relationship and it's all brand new and you all gaga eyes, and you don't see some issues that might be there in the very beginning. Yeah, you might ignore them. So we're going to talk about those issues. A lot of these issues can possibly be worked out, and with communication, you can sit down and have a conversation with the person that you're in a relationship with, and you can possibly work this out. I believe a lot of these issues can be worked out on this first article that we read, which is called 11 Early Relationship Problems That Are Most Likely to Get Worse Over Time. And it was written on Bustle by Carolyn Steber on June 4th, 2019. I don't know why this computer is moving so
But you're here though, I see you.
Okay. So, the first one is lack of sexual chemistry. So, wait. Alright, so let me take this off later. So, you don't know before you get into, because some people get into having the sex before they get into having the relationship. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I think that you have to do both. You have to test out you have to test out the merchandise, because you have to find out if you are sexually compatible with that person. Is that person hitting the right spots? But sometimes I think that it's just no chemistry there.
Okay.
And you can try and force it, but it just does not work.
Okay.
And that could be, maybe his equipment is not hitting the right places. That's why you have to test it out. There's nothing worse than being in a relationship and you're sexually frustrated, because that can happen.
It can happen.
Yeah, you have.
But you don't know that on like the first go round. You don't.
Well, I mean, you can have a couple go rounds, but if it don't start getting better after those go rounds, then it's time
to sit down and talk.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe, and when we say talk, you can maybe say, well, this is what I like. I think, because they might have it, but not really have it.
And you may need some assistance, like some bedroom candy toys from Sapphire Jones.
Yeah, she might.
If they don't have it, because there's different things that maybe they can do.
Yeah, because if they're a good person, do you let them go because you're not sexually compatible? Is there something that if they're a good person and they treat you well, don't you think that it would be worth it to have the conversation to try to make that better on both sides? We're not just talking about, we can only talk about our sides and what we go through. Now, I don't know if it's different from men, if y'all think that y'all sexually compatible with everybody, but So Charles Brinkley is listening. Hey, Charles. And I do see, I can't tell if anybody else is, but like I said, I don't know if y'all have that same issue, but then it says you can communicate, you can do experiments, and but there is a possibility that it is just not going to work.
And sometimes, brothers, this don't mean if y'all are in a relationship and y'all are working all day, and sometimes that woman or that man is just tired. If you're not getting it every night, that don't mean that she don't still get moist for you, or he don't still get hard for you.
Yeah, they might just be tired.
Yes,
unfortunately. Okay, so you have nothing in common.
Now, I had some issues with this one. I'm gonna tell you why. Because for a relationship to work, I don't think that you need to have everything in common. I do think that opposites do attract, and I think that for me, if you're exactly the same, then you don't have shit to talk about. And I think that you have a view, and then your partner has a view, and that could be a creative, different view or angle you never thought about.
True.
If y'all, you know what I mean, and you have something to conversate there. So I don't necessarily think that you have to have everything in common for the relationship to work.
No, I think that there needs to be a healthy balance on that. Like, they're saying that you have nothing in common. Like, nothing. So, sorry, y'all. So, to me, if you have nothing in common, like, if I want to go outside and we'll go swimming, say, and you don't like the water, if you don't like going to the ocean, and I love the beach, but you don't like it at all, and you're not even willing to compromise to come to the beach with me, I think it's a matter of different. It's a matter of compromise.
I think you have to be open to compromise. I agree with that.
I'm sure I turn this down. Sorry, y'all. But what does it say? Like, if you're an extrovert and that other person is an introvert, that might not work. But then it could, because that person might decide to do all the talking for you,
and that person may open you up to new things, new experiences.
Yeah.
We're so sorry, because that's the producer's phone that's going off.
Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe it's somebody trying to call us. Who knows? Alright. So I see that Troy Allen joined. Hi, Troy. How you doing? Okay. So the next one is, there is a controlling and demanding personality from your significant other. I just recommend couples therapy because they might not realize that they have that tendency to have to be in control of everything at all times.
So this is what I say about that. I think that in the beginning, everyone is nice, and then you start to see little bits of this, and it doesn't always come out. Oh, shout out to, hey, how you doing, Salima?
Hey, Salima.
So I don't think that this comes right out. I think it is little by little. Oh, I just want to make sure you're safe, and no, then it turns into, nah, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to go out with your girlfriends. It's too late. Here's the thing in those relationships, and this even happens to the men. I think that you've already been raised by a mother for the men, and I think that you've already been raised by a father for the women. That relationship, that's not your mother and that's not your father. So you can suggest, I don't know if that's safe, sweetie, or
you can suggest how to wash clothes. Because they might even be that controlling to where they want you to wash your clothes a specific way, then you need to wash your own.
That's what I was about to say. If you got that many specifics and details to it, you need to wash your own shit. So sorry, but this got enough kitty in it for both of us. So
she trying to get away, but it's okay. We're gonna let her have that this time.
So I think that you really have to be careful and pay attention to the details because it comes on so sudden. And then before you know it, one day when it's on all strong, you cussing in an argument.
And out of your character.
Yeah, you never said it before.
Yep.
But yeah, you should try and talk it out.
I believe that that tendency can be corrected.
Yeah, I do too.
If you think that it's worth it, then why not try to make that work? A good counselor may show you different ways on how to handle issues to where you don't have to be in control all the time. Different spending habits. Woo! Finances is a top problem for a lot of relationships. I think a couple weeks ago we had this conversation, and it got kind of heated. It was a good conversation though. I really enjoyed it because some people was upset about bank accounts and this, that, and the third, but work it out. Whatever you decide that is best for your relationship and how you handle finances, make sure both the people are on the same page. This is as far as the marriage portion of it, because when we're in a relationship, you have no control over my account and my spending. Sorry, I may tell you I got new shoes, but that really to me ain't none of your business unless you notice them. That's how I feel on that. I don't know about anybody else, but if we get married, before we get married, we'll have that conversation and we'll say, or if we decide to move into it together, we can have that conversation.
This is one thing I never understood about men, and I say this from when I was married. Why do y'all get so upset over the number and pairs of shoes that women buy? Like, there are different shoes for different occasions, and although I may have some that are similar, they're not the same.
I used to get complaints about having nothing but black shoes in my closet. So what? They were my shoes.
Now I'm a shoe fanatic, so I used to get complaints about me having very similar pairs where I would buy, if I like the shoe, I would buy it in the different colors.
You buy it, yeah, you have. Yeah. I'm going shopping in her closet today.
She don't even wear them. And something, I used to wear a lot of them, but now where are we going? We ain't going nowhere. It's the COVID.
The COVID got everybody in the house.
Ain't nothing to do.
We'll talk later about what you can do with them shoes.
Oh! She making me blush.
Hubba, 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 hubba. Oh God. Anyway.
Oh, you know what you could do for that? Because sometimes it's not just us men. Sometimes not just us. Sometimes men go on spending sprees also.
With the sneakers.
The
computer equipment. What else do they get? Tools.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! Is a storm coming through? Might be a storm coming through.
Oh, gosh.
So we lose y'all. We may still be on the air on the radio at www.worldgenius.com.
Yes, that kind of scared me a little bit.
GENNUS. That's www.worldgenius.com. Alright, so, but just, don't let it, like I said before, if the person is a good person, don't let this wreck your relationship.
But okay.
It looks like it, don't it? Don't let it wreck your relationship. Just, figure out a way to work it out.
There is a budgeting class that they have, at, Mount Avery Learning Tree, and you could actually go to a budgeting class with your significant other so that you could work out and learn how to budget your money.
Okay.
So that would be a good thing to do too.
That might be a good premarital class to take.
I haven't thought about that. Okay, premarital.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you're already going to premarital counseling with your pastor, most churches, or even if you're not, this could still be something that would be a good thing is to take that class, that course.
Mr. Producer, we're frozen.
Yep. So,
okay.
The next one is issues from the past.
Ooh. Okay. Go ahead. I want you to start off first, Sunshine.
Well, first of all, I don't feel like, I know that a lot of people feel that whatever your past relationships could possibly justify or determine how you are going to be in the next relationship. I don't think that's always true. Also, I feel like I don't think that you necessarily have to know everything about my last relationship and why we broke up. Just worry about
it looked like it was
what
back.
You and I have going on.
It went on for a quick second, like a blink, because the TV came back on.
Just worry about what you and I have going on. I mean, unless that person.
So where did we leave off at?
We're still on the radio? Okay. So for me, unless like my ex-husband was still in my life because we have young children, then yeah, you can know who he is, but you don't need to know anything more about him.
I think that a lot of people get into this mistake, and I think that they want to.
Okay.
Sorry, we had a few technical difficulties, so we are just getting back.
There's some type of storms going on over here.
Yeah.
So do you want us? And we're back on Facebook.
Cool.
Okay. Do I have to read? Well, it's not showing. It's like we're frozen.
Mine is not. Yours will come on. Yours is a little bit slower.
Okay. All right. So
why don't you do that one again? Because we were talking about issues from the past.
Issues from the past. So like I was stating that, let the past be in the past. There is no reason for you to know why I'm not married, why I don't have a man, like what happened in my last relationship, because that doesn't define who I am now. I just feel like unless the person, my ex, is in my what? Oh gosh,
yes.
That's hers. But anyway.
COCO got some COCO plus on it.
I'm about to go get a sweater.
Anyway. So unless your ex is still in your life because you have children together, then you can know their name. But you don't have to know anything more about them, especially if your relationship is just starting. Once you get married, that's I think another subject and another conversation.
I think that us as women, I'm not sure about the man aspect. I can't really speak to it, but I don't mind sharing about past relationships. But you really do have to check the temperature of the person you're sharing it with.
Yeah.
Because some people you share it with, if the temperature is not right, they'll have a tendency to try and throw it up in your face when things aren't going right. And that's not what I brought it up to you to do. I brought it up to you to know what bothered me, what hurt me about that situation, and how I felt. And I'm bringing it up to you so it can be a hint so that you don't do nothing like that.
They just hear music. Okay. So that was at 6:37. Okay. So I just say this: respect that person. If they don't want to talk about it, just respect them enough to say, well, they may not want to talk about it now, but maybe they'll bring it up at another time when they feel more comfortable with me.
They probably will bring it up at another time, but don't push it. It don't need to be pushed. Let them like bring it out to you, and then certainly don't like bring it up in their face.
Once they share that with you.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a good thing.
No.
Okay. So, but that is something that can be worked out. I think
so
that
too.
can be worked out.
Because I think that the moment that they bring something up about it that's negative, you can shut it down. Like, that's not the reason why I told that to you. It wasn't for you to bring that back up to me. That was for us to have a conversation and for you to know how I felt when that happened. So.
Yep. Okay. Boundary issues.
Ugh.
So you have to determine what your boundaries are first, I think. Like, if you want to spend X amount of time with them per week, that can be brought up as a boundary.
Sometimes you gotta feel that out, though.
Yeah,
you gotta make sure
what you want out of the relationship, and personal items. I think. Like, personal, because my phone is my personal item.
Oh.
So I may not want you to have my password to my phone and go on my phone anytime you want. That's a boundary.
I agree. I think that's a little too much.
My pocketbook is my personal item. Unless I ask you to grab something that's on top, then I don't want you going through my purse. I had somebody read through my diary at the beginning of the relationship.
And you know that I had somebody actually put a tracker on my phone and card.
Yeah. So that's like boundaries. Those are my personal boundaries. So, I mean, you need to have that conversation with your partner and say, look, this is my boundaries. This is what we're not going to do. Now, maybe if we get married, we can redefine the boundaries. But right now, these are what my boundaries are.
And if I get married, I still don't want you to put no tracker or nothing on my
I don't want no tracker. Like, then we don't need to get married. If I got to be tracked to where I'm going. Because I'm not going to track you. Okay. So. Let's
that
see.
really is tasty, though.
What?
My pomegranate lemonade.
Pomegranate lemonade is good. Okay. I don't know why I'm still frozen, but I am. But it's okay.
Oh, no. You go right to mine.
Yep. So the next one is an inability to communicate.
Okay.
So does this mean that the person, you can't even sit and have a regular conversation with them without arguing? Is that what that means?
I took this as some people don't know how to communicate and all they do is yelling and screaming.
So we were basically on the same with that.
Because I think we both experienced that. It's like if I said something that you don't like in the past, and that's the only thing I can really refer back to because that happened to me in my marriage, then the person would just start yelling and screaming. So if there really was no effective communication, because if you start yelling and screaming, then I start yelling and screaming.
And then nobody hears anything.
Nobody hears anything. We're not getting across.
No, and then you might say something that you won't regret.
Yeah, and you can't take back.
Yeah.
So words are forever.
Okay, the next one is disrespect and dishonesty. I didn't even write any notes on that because for me that is self-explanatory.
It is self-explanatory, but also I wrote notes on it because
wait, let's go back to the tracking real quick because I just got a message saying that the tracking can be for safety. No, that's why I can call you.
Yeah, I have something on here about that also because if it had went to that, if somebody had brought that up about safety, here's the thing, and this is how you should do it. Like I said, you can suggest, but your woman or your wife is not an object that you need to protect. That is your partner. You know what I mean? So if there's something that she needs and she has to go out, and you want to make sure she's protected, take her to the gun range, get her a piece. Teach her how to shoot. If you're that worried about it.
I don't know about all that.
I do. Yeah.
I agree, but I'm just thinking about what one of our callers at one point said how she shot off her ex-husband's pinky toe and took him to the emergency room to get it back on. Hey, Rashila.
Now, Right, Sheila, I love you to death, girl, but I'm not doing nothing like that. Okay, the protection would be for me if I'm out alone and somebody want to get stupid, get a little froggy, and no macho bravo. Just let me go out and enjoy my night and leave me alone. But that's what my significant other would suggest to me. We're gonna get you a piece. Or has suggested to me, and you gonna learn how to protect yourself. Yeah, if it's any rah-rah and we're in the house, he gonna bring it to it, but it wouldn't be any, I don't want you to go out, or putting the track on my car is not protection. Because if somebody steal me out the car, but you got a track on the car, I don't see that one.
I dig somebody. My ex-husband had bought me a gun, a little 22. I never used it. He actually kept it more for himself than me. He was like, here's a present for you. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? This is a present for you, not me. Like, I didn't do anything with it. I never went to the gun range. I never used it. That's it. Little 22. But, okay, so the response.
Go to the gun range?
He never took me to the gun range. I don't think he ever went. I don't even know. So it says, in this day and age, if a person dies in their car or has an emergency, where are you? Like, they might not know where you are. It's optional, not mandatory to do that. I mean, it is. It's if you and your person that you're with decide that this is what we want to do, then fine.
And it's a difference when that person knows it or if they don't know it, because I didn't know. And actually, it was something that you just put under the car and the...
when I put it under your car?
It's magnetic. And what happened was I went to go get my oil changed. And
I don't remember you telling me about this.
I believe I did. I was totally tracked, and I told you about it.
I think I put it in a file and locked it away for good.
Because that person was so crazy. So when the guy had called me back for the oil change and said, let me show you something. I'm saying to myself, oh my God, this is just about some more darn money. And he was like, I want to show you something. He was like, you're being tracked. And I'm like, What? Yeah.
So the response was, you're not being tracked, you're being stalked.
I agree. I was being stalked. Because that wasn't tracking, that was stalking.
Definitely.
If you're doing this to my phone, into my car, and I didn't know.
Yes. That's crazy. You might have told me that, but a lot of times people will tell me stuff, and I just feel like it needs to go into the file and never be said again.
Yeah, that was with AW.
Yes. I know who it was now that you said that. Okay, moving on. The inability, we did the inability to communicate. Now we're on to disrespect and dishonesty. Yeah. That's hard to call. Because you can be disrespectfully checking out another man or another woman while you're with the person that you say that you are in a relationship with.
Inappropriate out your mouth.
Yes. Or you can go to a party with your significant other, and your significant other chooses to ignore you the whole time at the party. Remember this. And dance with other people at the party and ignore you.
Yeah, that's really foul.
You remember that? You were there.
I was.
Yeah, that's very disrespectful. Yeah. Now, and then the dishonesty, like, I always say this, because you may think that you're getting away with something by being dishonest to the person that you are with, but I always said this, because I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and argue with somebody who's going to be dishonest anyway about what I'm saying to them. And
just because I don't say something about it does not mean I didn't peep it and I don't know.
Yeah, because remember what I used to say, passive does not equal stupid.
No.
So if you think you're getting away with it,
and my spidey senses is tingling, I got a plan, bro.
Cheating, that is also self-explanatory.
Yeah. Huh?
Is the grass wet outside? I think that a storm just was going through. I'm not sure.
We're talking about this on a live show.
Yes.
What the hell?
Okay. Cheating, again, self-explanatory. If you choose to stay, you have to say, I forgive you. If I'm saying this for marriages, not necessarily relationships, for a marriage. if you choose to stay in this marriage after you find out that your spouse had an affair on you, you need to consciously forgive that person.
And you can't say you forgive and then keep on
bringing it up and holding it. You have to forgive and let it go. Y'all need to get counseling. Y'all need to work it out. And both sides, I believe, should say, well, what caused this person to do what they did? Like, if you're the person who got cheated on, you need to say, well, what was my role? And that person who did the cheating needs to say, what was their role?
Maybe sexually incompatible.
Exactly. So y'all need to sit down. But if you choose to walk away, still forgive that person in your heart. Don't be mean and nasty because you might have children by that person. Don't talk about that person and what that person did. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
They ain't worth your time. If you choose to leave, they weren't worth your time. So keep it moving. What's your thoughts?
I think that I agree with you with that because, like, to me, I think that when you're cheating, not saying that it should end there. I do believe in the counseling, but that means that there was something missing from the relationship. So go on and see if you can work it out. And some things can be worked out and some things can't. But there's nothing wrong with just doing a mutual split and going on your own way. Because, you know, one person's, trash is another person's treasure.
Yeah.
And while you may not, mesh well with this person, you may mesh well with somebody else.
Yep.
Life is too short. Keep it moving.
Yep, keep it moving. And you might be sexually compatible with that person and you ain't and you wasn't sexually compatible with the other person. So you might make it out in the long run. You might be way more happy. So the next one is financial secrets. Financial secrets. So, okay. In the beginning, I'm going to hide my finances because it's none of your daggone business. So is that a secret, or is that just me protecting myself?
You're protecting yourself, but you don't really know that person yet.
Right.
So
yeah, and even if we dated for a year or two, isn't that still your business?
I think so too.
I mean, you know I work.
It's yours to reveal that when you want to.
Yes, men and women.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that men need to give it up either at all. That's your business. And what else would you have to say on that one?
So my only thing is, I think that when you do have, you may have had some hard times and have a lot of debt. Just be truthful with the person, because it's no sense of getting married and all entangled with somebody and it's like, oh yeah,
my credit is jacked
and I had to file bankruptcy. Let them know that, my shit is a little crusty right now.
Yeah, like I can't put the apartment in my name because don't string them along. Or whatever y'all decide you want to do. Trust issues. I think that trust is earned. I think that you shouldn't carry over things from a past relationship and not trust the person because of what happened to you in that other relationship. I think that you should give that person a chance until they prove they are untrustworthy. But keep your guard up at the same time. And I might be saying two different things, but in the beginning you can't put your full trust into a person.
Yeah, because it has to be earned, like you said. But at the same time, if somebody has hurt you in a past relationship, you can't bring that baggage into this new relationship, because that means that you're really not over it, and you need to be by yourself until you get over it.
For a while, until you get over that. Okay, so that was that one. I see. Well, I can't tell because I see Charles Brinkley rejoined. Hi, Charles. Salima rejoined, I believe, after.
Yep, she's still on here, yep.
And it looks like, I don't know if Troy rejoined or not, but hello, everybody. It looks like we have a few people on there listening, but hello, and thank you all for listening.
I can't see his because I think he has more people over there than we do. I'm going to try and get to... That's what it looks like.
No, it's just normal. Okay. So we're gonna move on to the next topic. I'm sorry, y'all. This sweet potato pie is just sitting here looking so good. I just gotta take one more bite. Sorry, y'all.
Well, how you gonna get a bite and not give me another bite? Because that is really good. And what's his name again? What's the young man's name?
His name is Charles Miller, and he owns Pie Guy Catering. Oh, I get the last bite. Thank you. You do love me. You know that's what they mean.
Charles Miller, this is absolutely delicious. And I know that on the air, but right now I'm only doing a taste tester.
Oh, we are whole 2 platters just waiting for us. We gonna tear it up.
Let me get down. Okay. So, you know what the next one is, right?
The next one? Yep.
Yeah.
You want to call them up?
Okay, so this is a 6-step life detox to get rid of a bad relationship.
But remember, we're not promoting getting rid of your relationship.
We're not promoting getting rid of it, but if you have to get rid of it, then you just need to get rid of it. Now, at first, we always are a proponent of counseling or talking and conversating, trying to work it out. But some Mickey figures you just got to get rid of.
Okay. You know, before we get into that, can I say something real quick?
Say it, girl.
Okay, so you know, this week we've been going through a lot with Mr. Floyd and the rioting, the marching, and everything like that. But I just want to, say that we do support those who are peacefully protesting. So I just ask that if you're out there and you're not doing what you should be doing, if you're opportunists, could you please stop? Because you're hurting the community that you live in. And we need all of our businesses that are in our communities. There should not be anybody on TV crying and upset because they can't get to the only grocery store that is in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
So come on, y'all. Let's come together. I just got a text message stating that there is going to be a March for Change in D.C. on August 28th.
Okay.
If anybody is interested, check it out. And I don't know what website. They just told me that there's going to be a March for Change.
And I don't mind a protesting, but at the same time, I think that right now there has to be change because they're just throwing us bones. And to me, I think with the protesting, we don't really get anywhere. We had to practically have riots before they acknowledged that these men would be held accountable for what they did to George Floyd. And don't forget, the people who killed Breonna Taylor are still not arrested. They went into her house and killed her.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, moving on to the 6 steps to life detox to get rid of a bad relationship by Natalie Theodore.
Yes.
And she is a JDMSWLCSW.
You better go ahead, girl.
That was found on mindbodygreen.com. Okay,
step 1. Understand the role you're playing in the dynamic. So, in some relationships, there's certain people have a knack for causing drama. And you have to recognize if you're in that type of relationship and you don't want to be in that kind of drama. So, of course, you'll want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but sometimes after you've done the talking and all, it may just be time to get rid of that toxic relationship.
Yeah, it says, to make sure that you sit back and you determine what it is that you might have did to cause this toxicity in the relationship. And what are you doing to draw this type of person to you?
Because sometimes you just keep drawing the same person.
Girl. Yeah, so you might need to just sit down and maybe reevaluate yourself and who you're hanging around.
And I have to say me too, because I think my mom had to point it out to me after my broken up marriage, and then after my messed up relationship after that. She said this is not love. Why do you keep on attracting these people that are obsessed? But obsession is not love.
All I'm gonna say is platinum, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. And she know what I'm talking about. We'll talk about it later.
No. Okay, well, I mean, that's why I said after that I had to, what was that Erykah Badu song? I made a few turns back there somewhere. Just take a look at myself.
Yeah, and someone said that to me today. They were like, you need to really sit down and figure out what you're attracting. If you keep doing the same thing or keep having the same type of relationships, then you need to sit down and say, well, what is going on? Why am I attracting these people? Okay, go ahead.
The next one would be to set healthy boundaries.
Which we determined in the last one, didn't we?
Yeah, we kind of did. We kind of went over that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the next one would be to practice mindfulness. The key word here is practice. You feel anxious or upset when you distance yourself from this relationship, and that's okay. Although being aware of why we hold on to toxic relationships, a lot of times because we don't want to be alone, and that's familiar to us.
I'm just speechless. I have nothing to say on that topic.
Hold up. We have a message from Nicole Archer. How do you have the sexually incompatible conversation when you're dealing with an otherwise great guy? Yeah, that's hard.
It is. I think that it's hard, but what you do, I think, is you say, "This is what I like."
And listen, we do have Miss Sapphire Jones on the line, so I just want to know at Bedroom Candy, want you to know that they do have toys that you could say we may need like a little bit more excitement in the bedroom, and we can use some props. Let's try something exciting.
Some men, I think, don't like that.
Really?
They might not like that. I don't know. I just know that there might. I can't go so. But anyway, some men might not like the toys. They might rather you just talk to them and tell them what they can do to satisfy you.
Okay, you can tell them what to do, but my thing is this, and I'm
what if she isn't into toys?
She may not be into toys, but I have to get down to a very sticky situation here. Okay, and I'm just gonna be plain out, and I'm not gonna any harm.
And she's not gonna do any shot because I know she's gonna cuss.
I'm not gonna cuss, but what if he's a thumbkin and he's not hitting all of the crucial spots?
Go downtown. Ain't that what they said in the song?
Yeah, you can
might have to go downtown, but he might not. He might have to learn. He might have to watch some videos and figure out how to go downtown and do it right.
Okay.
Oh Lord, my phone about to blow up.
I mean, because it's only a natural thing. If we're engaged in it, like he's a great guy, you want to be sexually satisfied, because then you can become sexually frustrated, and then if you're with this person and you're not sexually satisfied, you're going to go out seeking.
Yeah. So, but you do. I think that you have to have the conversation. And you have to tell that person what you like, and see if they feel as though you're worth it to try it for you to satisfy you. Because they may say, "Well, that's not something that I'm into." Like I've heard of men that don't want to go downtown. That they're not into. They love to have somebody go down on them, but they don't want to do that themselves.
That's called being selfish.
That's very selfish.
My thing is this: at this day and age, at the age that we're in now, every woman, we deserve to be sexually pleasured and have orgasms.
And I think most women nowadays know or they should know what works for them and what makes them feel good, and they should be able to state that. And they should be able to state it. And men, please don't get upset if a woman comes to you with that conversation, because that means that she obviously
cares about you
and wants to work it out and wants to stay with you, and that she's not doing the young girl stuff and rolling out on you
and talking about you.
Food for thought.
Yep.
Hubba hubba. So somebody said that men don't like using the toys because they don't want to be screaming like a little itch. I don't know if that's true or not.
Oh my, why would
you might scream without the toy if she's good enough. No, my dad might be listening. Oh gosh.
My mommy and dad may be listening, so okay, did we do practice mindfulness?
Yes.
Okay.
We're on to
that was toxic, okay. Reconnect with your tribe.
This is after you broke up, or
yeah, like
together.
Well, listen, why is it that you gotta disconnect with them in the first place? Just because you listen, this is what I say in relationships, okay? Your friends, your girls are going to be there when you meet this person and when you break up.
Yep.
So don't be disconnecting with your tribe. Stay connected
all the time, whether it's your family or if it's your homegirls, or in my case, like I got a best friend who's a guy. They ain't going nowhere.
Stay connected.
I'm going to always stay connected. So somebody told me one time that whoever is dealing with you, they're gonna have to be real secure because you got a lot of friends, guys and girls, and every time you go somewhere, you know somebody. I can't help it. I just love it. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Make time for simple gestures of self-love.
Gonna get my PD this weekend. They said they open at the Nullery.
Are they really?
Yeah, in Delaware.
Wow. Yeah, you have to take time out for yourself. Nails done. Men too. Your feet done. There's nothing wrong with pampering yourself. Getting that little bikini wax. Because I know a couple of y'all got some bushes from the winter.
And from the COVID. Because we ain't waxing ourselves. That just don't match.
No, it don't.
You can't rip your own bandage off sometimes if that's somebody else do it. So how you gonna wax your own self?
The ladies are alternative. I can tell you, there's Nair.
Yeah. Okay.
Determine what you value. So you can make a list of the things you most value in life and what you most value in relationships. This, I don't really understand what this will help you do.
Like you sit down and you write a list. Your top 5 things that you want in a person or that you want for yourself, whether it's a relationship or life period. You write those things down so that you have something to focus on. You could go from 1 to 10, and then number 1 being your top 1. If it's finances.
See, I already had this, but it's like mentally. I know it mentally.
Man, you've had this conversation.
Yeah.
You know it mentally, but you might still need to write it down so that you don't forget. Because a lot of times, you be adding on to the list and you don't even know that you adding on. Just like you didn't even realize that somebody who is like your dad was a part of your list.
Yeah, I didn't.
You know, like if the person has to be financially stable, have their own house, have their own car, have like whatever, be religious, you know, have a job, have some goals in their life, like whatever is important to you. And then for yourself, you need to write a list for yourself of your own personal stuff.
I see now, because then that'll keep a clear focus, because sometimes some things come into our way and that's not really what we want, but we still give it a chance, and then it really ends up not being what we want sometimes, or what we needed.
Yep. I don't know, girl. But anyway, we are coming up on our hour. Woohoo! No teeth. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I don't know what the no teeth mean. But anyway, so today Coco is going to give us a quote.
I have a quote. Okay. So the supreme happiness of life consists in the conviction that one is loved, even with differences.
I like it.
By Victor Hugo.
Yeah, you got to tell that you didn't write it.
Well, I didn't write it. It's beautiful, but I didn't write it. Thank you, Vic.
Thank you, Mr. Hugo. So next week we haven't determined who we're gonna feature as far as our food. We have an idea. I'll be reaching out to the person one day this week to see what they can do for us and help us out with. Listen, we about to get it in on this food.
And let's give them another shout out.
Pie Guy Catering.
Pie Guy Catering. Let me tell you, this food is so mouth-watering and so delicious. I cannot wait to get off of air because I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm going to put a whooping on it.
Homemade garlic butter made with white wine sauce.
Ooh.
I hope I'm saying it right. You know I had to write it down. And his name is Charles Miller. Him and his wife run the business. Okay?
We going in.
We going in. Next week we'll do barbecue. It is summertime. We might as well get ready for those barbecues that it's going to be socially distant because you can only have 10, maybe 20 people at your barbecue.
I thought that went up. Don't we get more than just 10?
I don't know. Oh. And who knows? Maybe we'll come from Sunshine's house next time.
Hey. That's right, because Sunshine has a nice deck on her house too.
So thank you all for listening. Smooches.
Thank you, Toodles.
All right, Toodles. Bye-bye.
Where's that song? Cocoa Puffs. Sapphire said we have a sleeve called Ready to Rumble. He didn't think he would like it. Now he carries it around.
Like American Express.
Woo!